I think I'd like to hear about your approach, and then mostly, I guess, where I'm trying to figure out is like, where do you fit? Because obviously there's like the advertising side and whatnot, and then there's content and the creative side, design, graphics, that kind of stuff. And then on the back side of that, like, how do you integrate with us? Is it a deal where you're set up through our email system, or how does that actually interface look with the client? And what is the client receiving? So that's where I'm trying to understand where you guys fit and what your strengths are and the services that you offer.
Okay, sounds good. So what I'll do is I'll try to address those questions, really good question, and or just things that you want clarified. And then, as I go through it, if you want to stop me on anything or it prompts an additional question, just stop me and we can just have a good dialogue there. Okay. Right here is all of our kind of the main categories of products or solutions that we offer on the white label side. We only work with agencies, so it's not exclusive in that respect. A lot of most of the bigger white label, especially the bigger ones, they'll do enterprise, they'll work with direct to businesses, they'll do franchises, they'll work with agencies. We work exclusively for agencies, and as I go through this, it'll probably be more apparent why I say that. I had 9 years where I built my own agency, had a generalist agency. I didn't niche in that agency. I started out trying to white label back in 2010 as a brand new agency owner. I didn't want to know didn't have all the expertise and competencies. And I was like, yeah, white label partner sounds great. So I tried that for 3 years, had just really meager results from a quality standpoint, consistency standpoint, communication standpoint. It was kind of a rough road, and it really prompted me to then go ahead and build my own team. And I spent another 5 to 6 years working through the challenges and the pitfalls and all the ins and outs of doing that and building our systems. But we got really good at it, and so good at it that by the time I had my generalist agency had grown, I saw just the opportunity and gap in the space for kind of a smaller white label fulfillment partner for agencies that really could specialize in knowing and understanding the agency world, because it is unique. It's different than enterprise. It's different than a business, a B2B approach. And because I had spent 9 years as an agency owner, I had a unique vantage point or viewpoint with a well-oiled team by that point. So in 2019, we launched this niche. One of your questions was, how do we operate in terms of the handoff and things like that? Number one, every one of our agency partners gets a dedicated account manager assigned to them once you place your first order with us. We don't have any minimums, no monthly fees or other barriers like that. We just more look for the right relationships. We're relationship driven, both inwardly on our team and outwardly with our agency partners. We have a skilled team. I have, and this team essentially becomes your team if we decide to partner, and it's a good fit for all of us. I have an operations team, I have an HR team, and then we have our actual fulfillment team, which is broken down both by skill sets and by pods. The skill sets we hire for skill set and attitude and character really first, and then skill set second. But we have a good training system. When we find somebody we think is really good, but maybe be lacking a little bit in skills, but nevertheless, we hire within the creative and graphic design department, so we can just do general creative design or graphic design. I'm very good at all of that, whether it comes to social covers, images, brochure design, logo. I have one designer on our team that's just fantastic at logos. We can do all that, and that usually, it's not always a big need, but it sometimes is a need, and when it is, we have that resource for our agency partners. We have our web dev team, which works with our design team when it comes to executing on a website project. They'll work together. Design will produce design. Dev actually implements it into the WordPress platform, which is where we do all of our development. That we develop inside of the Astra framework and Elementor Pro. It works really well. The sites load fast. They look great. We can make the site look any way the client wants. There's really a blank slate when it comes to our abilities to execute on a design that they want or are looking for. Our wholesale rates, by the way, to agency partners for both the creative and graphic design plus any kind of web development project is $50 per hour. That should be easily doubled to tripled in terms of your retail rate to a business, $100 to $150 an hour. I've seen professional development companies going as high as 250 per hour now in this new economy. There's plenty of markup and margin there for our agency partners on creative design, web development and design. And then along with web development comes hosting. So we're very good at hosting. We only provide hosting through our white label partners, through agencies, and we put one site on one server. So every site gets its own unique server. That's pretty unique in the industry, unless you're paying upwards of a couple $100 a month. And then it's also a managed WordPress solution on top of a private enterprise server. Meaning we manage the site, we keep it updated, we back it up. If there's issues, we address them. We have 3 different plans there. Start at $50. Your rates, $50 per month, $100 per month, or $150. Again, all of those should be at least doubled in terms of your retail rates. And that's the general rule with us on all of our pricing, is you should at least double our price that you pay to us. You 100% markup at a minimum. And you can obviously, there's room to go higher than that, and there's room to go lower than that, depending on what you have on your side and all that. Moving on, we do SEO, and SEO includes content. We do provide content as a standalone order if wanted or needed. Website content, blog content, press release content. We have a robust content writing team. Another one of our skill sets and skilled departments. But content is usually wrapped up inside SEO, but not always. You can, like I said, you order standalone, or it's always going to be included in any of our ongoing SEO campaigns. SEO and PPC, we have skilled techs in both of those departments as well. And then, let's see here, so I said ops, HR, and then skilled teams with team leads. But then all of these skilled techs on our side, whether they're a writer, a designer, SEO, PPC, web dev, they all operate within a pod system. So each account manager has at least one or more of each of these skilled roles within her pod. And when you get assigned to an account manager, that account manager will not change unless we grow so much where we actually hire you an exclusive account manager, which typically happens at around 15 campaigns or so. The economics work where we can actually hire and train someone exclusive to you, or sometimes we migrate the one that you've had to exclusive to you, and we hire and train a new one for the smaller agencies. Either way, we do that around 15 or so campaigns a year. My train of thought. But when you get assigned an account manager, all of the skilled roles will be fulfilled for all of your campaigns and or projects within that pod. It makes for very efficient work on our side, efficient communications. We know exactly. Also, it's really good for fulfillment accountability. We know exactly who's done what. There's no guesswork on our part because everything's done within the pod. And so we're just really efficient that way, and also has a great accountability within our whole backend team. So hosting content, websites, SEO, PPC. Most of the questions come around SEO, just because SEO is a little bit more complex. PPC is pretty straightforward. Website projects are pretty straightforward. Of course, I can entertain any questions around those. When it comes to SEO, all of our campaigns, we have 4 of them. These 2 here and these 2 here. They go up in price, and we just are obviously doing more, and I'll explain what is more that we're doing there. But as a general rule, all of our SEO campaigns are going to approach both organic and local factors for ranking purposes. So we'll drive rankings in both MapPack and the organic components of the SERPs, or search engine result pages. Let's see here. Real quick, the differences here. I really don't recommend that to our agency partners that you actually include or sell this. It's there as a backup, kind of backup if you really want to take on a client at sub $1,000 a month. But honestly, I found that I don't even like clients at less than $1,500 a month. Just on the retail side, when I was in your shoes, the clients at $1,000 a month or less were usually required more maintenance. They were more, and obviously we were just more handicapped to get results from them just because of their own budget. So I encourage you to look for clients that can spend $2,000 or more a month, maybe minimum $1,500. That's why this kind of gets eliminated if you follow that kind of way of thinking. Of course, do whatever you want. That's why we have them here. But we want to get the best results. So if we want to get the best results, we're going to get them in these two campaigns, just because we're just doing more work and we're attacking more topical keyword themes or service categories within the business concurrently every month over month. On these two, we're addressing one topical keyword theme every month, and really needs to be the same one every month. If we're going to get momentum and really build rankings within a topical set of keywords or that are related to a service or a category of business that they provide, then we're going to focus on the same theme every month. And so if they are, let's just say a roofer has roof repair and roof replacement. Those are two themes right there. They have different keywords. They have two different types of buyers or consumers. And so we've got to focus content-wise on building authority in one or the other or both. But if they're going to be both, then we're going to be forced to our mid-level, which is 3 different topical themes per month, and our advanced is 5 topical themes per month. Once we start generating content within the theme, or what we call a topical content hive, and I'll click on one of these to go into some detail down here. But a topical content hive, which what we call it, but it's a cluster of content that's all thematically related. Okay, so if it's about roof repair, then all of the content within that hive, meaning the long form blog article that we write, is going to be about roof repair. The press release will be about the blog article, meaning it'll be about roof repair. The GBP listing engagement activities will be somewhat themed around roof repair for that one topical content hive. So I'm doing 3 topical content hives per month. Then we're able to go after roof repair, roof replacement, and tile roof as a hypothetical example, right? Are you guys in a niche?
No, we serve all kinds of companies. We have a supply chain company that's doing national keywords right now, and we have a cybersecurity company that's coming on board, and then we also have a commercial mediation company that's coming on board at the same time. So it's pretty broad.
Yeah. Good things is that our generalist agency, 9 years, our team bred us for doing well within any and all niches, because we were just a generalist. So I didn't turn away any business that came to us or was referred to us. And I built a lot of it by referral, which is why quality was so important to me and still is today in our delivery as a white label agency. Our 2 biggest hallmarks is that we're obsessive about quality work product, however that comes to you, and whether it's an image, a blog article, a press release, tasks related to improving the website, whatever, and then prompt quality communication, which provides for a good experience. Because if you have to chase somebody down for information to give to your client or to answer their question, that becomes frustrating. And that was frustrating for me as an agency in the early days, trying to deliver a quality experience for my business or my clients in dealing with white label partners who didn't respond timely, who would take a week or 2 weeks or longer to get something done or to respond to something. So those are the 2 things that are really important to me and to our team and our culture, which I know is unique. When it comes to, some people talk about it, but when it comes to actual delivery of that experience in fulfillment, if they're saying it, a lot of times it falls on deaf ears. It's important in our culture. It's right in our culture statement. It was in here. You can go ahead and read that. But everything that we have here is really important, and it actually is part of our onboarding and training when we take on new employees or new team members. Back to SEO. Again, here we're doing 3 content hives a month. Here we're doing 5. Here we're doing 1. Here we're doing 1. The big thing about the basic is that here in the basic, we start off with content right out of the gate in month 1. We don't touch or manage the Google listing. We don't touch or manage the website unless you're hosting it with us as well. And then we really just going after, we're using content to generate the backlinks and the other ranking signals that we need, that we know move the needle in the algorithm. But this is very light because we're not managing and optimizing the Google listing. There could be issues and weaknesses there. Obviously, the website's a big issue. It's the foundation of the online presence, and that's important. And we're not really addressing it there. So that's why I say really would recommend selling our managed web presence, where we get into managing the Google listing managing at least 3 pages on the website, even if we're not hosting it, because we're going to be trying to rank those pages. We're going to be making their directory listings and citations and all of our managed web presence campaigns. They're going to get enrolled with an aggregator subscription to get 100 plus authority listings that will be created and synchronized through that subscription that we maintain on their behalf. And so that's why I would recommend putting these in your packages. Do you guys have set programs or packages that you've already developed that you're selling, or how are you selling now?
Most of what we've been doing has been custom quotes for our customers as they show up, as leads come in. But we're also relatively early. We're about a year old. So it hasn't presented itself as too much of a problem because our strategy is starting with branding and then circling into whatever initiatives need to come out of that. And so SEO may be a part of that, and it probably often will be, but it does actually bring up kind of a question. So if we have a customer who comes in the pipeline and we nurture them, we turn them into qualified lead and everything, we take them through our branding process. How does that handoff work? I'm assuming you'll probably want to strategize. Is that part of your process? Are you going to recommend the types of keywords and or
Oh,
packages to go for, or how does that process?
no, we don't get involved in that. I can help with the first few till you guys maybe get the hang of it if that's a need. But in terms of handling the prospect and what you recommend to that really is up to you. And what you sell of the products that we offer is up to you. I'll make some recommendations here for you if you'd like. But the handoff occurs once you've closed a client that you have products or solutions that you need us to fulfill for you for that client, whether it's all of what you sold to that client or a piece of it and you have somebody else that's going to do some other piece. Yeah, that's up to you, and it's totally fine. How we can come in and be a good partner for you is up to you. Now we do obviously provide, it sounds like most of what you guys are needing, wanting, selling, from graphic design, web design, PPC, SEO, and content and hosting. But there's other things, then look at that. What we offer here as a white label is a mirror image of what we offered as a generalist agency. And in the earlier years, I had more of the a la carte approach to our prospects, like whatever you need, whatever, we'll just make it fit. And that is fine for maybe 20 to 30 clients max. And then that starts to become problematic. And then it starts to become nearly impossible to scale that because it's not simple. There's too much variability that creates too much complexity that is an enemy of scaling, and it also can become an enemy of quality of life, especially for you, because as a white label partner for us, we're going to do what we do. We do what we do very well, and we stay in those swim lanes. And I don't add anything new almost never now at this point. Now, back in the day, I used to, yeah, this sounds good. Let's add that. Let's sell this. Let's sell that. And again, that became problematic at many levels in terms of fulfillment. What we have here in terms of what we offer is by design because it's what we're both very good at, and also because it drives the leads into every business in the world. Like every business needs a good website and hosting, and then a good SEO campaign. That's number one. Like that will do the job for the majority of businesses and help them really grow. And then there's ways to expand SEO and going multi-location to further grow a business into the multi-millions. And then many businesses either should or need PPC as an additional channel for more leads. And the majority of traffic and leads are going to come from Google's ecosystem still today, right? They still dominate. They're still the giant. And so until a business is capitalized fully on Google's ecosystem of search rankings and PPC lead generation, there's really very, very little data to suggest that we should go to other channels first or before that. So that's why we focus on where we focus. When it comes to handoff occurs right when you have that client, they've paid you for whatever, you're going to enroll with us. You come to our website, you enroll the client, you just literally will just go to add to cart, right? So you'll come in here and you'll hit sign up now. I'll explain this add-on option here in a moment, but you just hit sign up now. Let me just answer your question directly, Skylar. It'll go right into your cart. You can hit view cart and you can check out and pay. If you wanted to add a PPC campaign, you would go to PPC. You'd add this on. There's some optional add-ons there for that. You hit sign up now as appropriate. And now you've got a little bit of a package built together that you may have already sold this client on. And so you come over to your cart and it's going to show you what your month 1 fee is and what your months 2 and beyond fee is for this particular client and campaign. If it were going to be PPC, obviously the client's ad spend would be on top of this, right? You'd be probably doubling this price and doubling this price to the client. And you probably have already collected, right? At this point, you've already collected on them. They've gone from prospect to client. Now you're going to get them handed off and get fulfillment going, which is usually the same day that you get payment or the next day for most of our partners, at least. So proceed to checkout and you check out and pay. As soon as you pay, our system will give you an order number on the following success screen, and you'll copy that to your clipboard, and then you'll come up here to forms. And all of our onboarding forms are right here, and this will complete the handoff. So when you complete the onboarding form, we will gather all of the information that we need from you or about the client to launch this campaign, whether it be PPC or SEO, a new website build, a new content order. If you ever order SEO and PPC together, like we actually have here as example, then fill out the package form, because in the package form we just we combined all the different data fields that we need for both SEO and PPC and social into one form. And as a general rule, in any of our onboarding forms, either if you don't have the information yet, or it's just, in your opinion right now, not applicable, then just put something in the field if it's a required field like NA or TBD and move along, right? So no complications there. But in all of these forms, we are going to collect, this isn't our rodeo. We're not going to be back and forth with you guys. Oh, by the way, we need this. Oh, by the way, can you get this from the client too? No, we're going to get all of that in this form. And the form's not loading there. There's going to be multiple pages. These are comprehensive. If you want to find out what's in these forms so that you can be prepared ahead of time with that first client, you can go through these forms and just put in anything you want here, right? Just get through it really quick and then hit next. And all you got to do is just not hit submit at the very end, right? But that'll get you through our form and get you to see all of the fields that we want or need. Also, as a general rule as well, we have our knowledge base, which is under About. You can just always click on that. And we do have all of our onboarding forms, our main feed, websites, SEO, and PPC in Google Forms. Click on, there we go. So if you want to just look at a full Google form, you can do it that way. And then also, if you want, our team will, as a complimentary, no charge, we can install the forms on your website if you use WordPress. We'll install Gravity Forms and then install the forms right into your website if you'd like. It's a courtesy if you'd like us to do that. But this is our knowledge base. We also have a slide deck on how to present SEO and PPC solutions that we offer. There's a video replay of me going through the slide deck. You can take the slide deck and make a copy of it in your own Google Drive folder under just File, Make a Copy, entire presentation this way. And that way, once you get it, then you can put your own logo in here and off you go, customize it however you see fit. But our knowledge base is a pretty good resource. There's samples of different websites we've designed and developed. If you get that question, we've got about a dozen or so here. Obviously, we've done thousands of them, but there's only so many you need to give a client or a prospect before you just either you trust us, we can do the job, or you don't. Yeah, so use this knowledge base as a resource as well if you want. We don't have a lot of case studies that sometimes we get asked a lot of. Bottom line is we don't have a lot of them because we never have access to all of the data to be able to compile an actual case study. We don't have access typically to the call tracking. We don't have access to any of the conversions, what they're actually converting for ROI, because we're a white label partner. And so we have access to Google Analytics, Google Search Console, obviously the Google Ads campaign if we're doing that, things like that. But it's incomplete when it comes to being able to compile a true case study. The best thing you can do is get some campaigns going, and then compile that data. And then our design team can even help you make the case studies. Once you have some of the full data, we can help you turn that into a nice marketing flyer if you want. But you can take the ones that we have that are more of the data that we do have access to for that. But anyhow, that's our knowledge base, which is always under about here. I'll stop and see if you guys have questions. If I haven't answered, please let me know and remind me.
On the SEO services, you have content, obviously, as a part of that.
Sure.
What are you doing as far as that content is concerned? Are you also including images in that? Let's say, we have a client who needs the mid-level, mid-competition type package. What does that actual content look like? Are you just writing copy, or how does that work?
We are writing copy. I'm trying to remember now if we include any design of any images. Let me just ask the team here. Any image design for content each month? The content. I'll get a quick answer. That's how far out of the fulfillment I am right now, which is a good thing. But so I'll get that quick question. But yeah, we're developing the content each month. What we're doing with it, we're publishing it, the long form blog article, or if you're in a mid or advanced, obviously there's 3 or 5, then we're publishing that to the blog. We're actually installing media room technology to the website. That's part of month one's tasks. Once the media room is actually live, is ready to receive the press releases, then there'll be a press release that we do about the blog article. The media room is going to be identical to this essentially, other than it's just going to be obviously for the client, not this is an example, but you'll actually be able to train the client, actually go right into the press releases in their media room each month and scroll down to the bottom, and you'll see this in the news section. And if you click on it, this will actually display here, and it'll be variable and randomized every month. This is not the full set of sites that picked up and published the press release, but it is absolutely a good number of them, and there's direct links right here out to those sites, and the client can actually see their backlinks. Like, we're not giving them a spreadsheet. That's so meaningless and so low value, right? We're doing so much more than that. We're giving them like a media room this technology costs about $1,000 a month at the competitor who has a little bit of an inferior technology. Just for the media room alone, it's just to have that technology on the website, it's about $1,000 a month. And then press releases with distribution and pickup, those are anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 a month per. And it doesn't include, obviously, this interactive media room that's directly on the website, directly in the root domain URL structure. For SEO purposes, that it doesn't include this sourcing feature. It doesn't include the Google Maps integration. So there's a lot more that we're doing here within the media room technology, which is our own proprietary technology. That's included in the SEO campaign. That's included in Content Hive as I'm off that page, but it's part of each topical Content Hive. And so there. So again, the blog article, the press release includes the distribution, the media room technology, the pickup, and I would record a Loom video either once for all prospects and clients, or maybe once in the first month for the per client, and just show the media room or the first press release and show them, hey, this is how you can actually go and quantify your backlinks. Just hover your mouse down the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see, where it's linking to, and those are your backlinks. And so instead of just giving you a spreadsheet of 10 to 12 links every month, we're actually generating a lot more links than that every month. And instead of doing it in a spreadsheet, we're doing it with very sophisticated media room technology and a digital PR and branding approach that actually builds authority online around your website and around your associated Google listing. And so that's how we deliver the Content Hive. And then also there's a GBD listing engagement activity that we're also executing on. And that's going to be varied every single week, every single month, because it should be varied. It's not always should be the same thing. So examples of that would be adding Q&As to the Google listing, adding a new product to the listing, adding new service to the listing, responding to reviews. We have to, creating new reviews for the client. We don't like to do that, but if we have to, we can. Can also include some manual CR, which is just real engagement and activity around that Google listing. It also could include GBP posts, offers, things like that. answer your question?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, let me know
Let
on
me,
the side and whatever other
let me
content you're doing.
okay. Yeah, let me explain this optional add-on. We added this about a year ago, and it was in response to a lot more weight and influence that the algorithm, Google's algorithm, was putting on the website, especially when it comes to local results. There was many years you could really get away and you could rank in the 3-pack without a website. Those times are pretty much gone, save a few aberrant circumstances that are now atypical. The website has become a really important foundation. It provides the algorithm a score of data points around which it can validate a business and also then evaluate whether it has any kind of real authority, both locally and or nationally or globally. And so even for local SEO, the website is so important. Obviously, it always has been for organic, but for local SEO, for years it wasn't. And the majority of our white label business from an SEO standpoint is local. There's a local focus because that's where the majority of leads are coming through and to the businesses that are ranking on page one in the map pack. And that's part of actually this presentation here. It's this visual right here. And it just explains very visually why why SEO is so important. Even if you have the budget to do PPC, you could outspend your competition in PPC, but you're still only going to get a certain percentage of the searchers to click through on your ad and potentially convert. And we just know this by nature. Majority of people go past the ads, go past sponsored, and go down into the middle section of search where they can see the local businesses and they can see their reviews and reputation, and they can hit call or get directions. And so the majority of conversions out of every 100 searches that happen in any given month for any given keyword term, 60 to 70 of those searchers are going to click on a map listing or new. Only 10 to 20 of them are going to click on a PPC ad, and another 20 to 30 of them are going to click on an organic website result or two, or maybe even three, depending on how much they want to educate themselves or what they're looking for and what they find. But this data stands true across all industries. It's global. It's good. It's just, it is what it is. And if you have a client who neglects SEO and just elects PPC only, they're only going to get a fraction of the market share, pure and simple. And their competitors who are focused here are going to get a lot more of the market share if they're ranking on page one, because there's really no conversion after the top three. Like, you got to be in the top three on page one in order to start to get real leads out of that search. Make sense?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, awesome. So this is part of the presentation, so you can use this, but it leads back into, all right, so why this technical and on-page SEO labor? All right, so when you guys have a new client, you've talked to the prospect, they're going to become a new client. That's a new website for you and for us, right, as partners. That website is like a fingerprint. It is unique unto itself. It's got its own age, history, number of pages, load time, performance, broken links, broken pages, the architecture, structure, content management system it's built on. There's just, like, I could go on, right? Those are all the variabilities of things that are going to be a part of that new website that we're taking on. So there's no way that we could programatize and systemize a program around that huge of a variable. So the only way that we can attack the variable is by going at it with a number of hours per month. Make sense? I would highly recommend, this kind of goes into the last thing we were talking about, is do you guys sell packages or programs? You offer like certain number of packages or programs, or do you have more like an a la carte approach? I would highly recommend that you have no more than 3 programs or packages, whatever you want to call it. I like the word program versus package. Just sounds a little bit more higher level. It also indicates more ongoing, recurring versus a package. Sometimes you buy a one-time package and you're done. But that's just nomenclature. But no more than 3 to keep it simple for you. Because even if we're handling all the fulfillment, or you have two white label partners handling all of your fulfillment, you're still going to have tracking and account management and billing and all those other variables on your side that will still become problematic if you're doing a la carte and custom everything for every client. So if you go to 3 programs and you sell 3 programs, it really becomes easy because either the client's going to fit into one of those 3 programs or they're not. And if they don't, then there would have been a problem client anyway. Because what the 3 programs are going to solve almost every online lead generation and growth problem or challenge or desire that they have. And if they have such a big budget that they eclipse that, then fine, they can go into some other channels that will be more expensive, offline, traditional PR, maybe advertising in other channels, video. Okay, there's lots of other channels you can go to, and let the client go find their own vendors for that. Because if you try to offer all of that, your life will be a nightmare. Our agency partners enjoy more money in their pocket and more time off every year if they build it around our model. You can there's no right or wrong model. You have to build a model that is right for you. So I'm just giving you my opinions here. It's not, the truth. It's just my experiences and my opinions. So pick the right model for you. But if you build our model around our model, you just sell what we have and you build your programs basically off of what we offer, right? Because that way you don't have 2 or 3 white label partners you're having to deal with, which makes complexity in communication for you. 3 programs, the major 3 price points, retail pricing points would be like $19.95 a month, $34.95 a month, $49.95 a month. Basically, like $2,000, $3,500, and $5,000 a month, or $1,750, $3,500, $5,000 a month. Ad spend would be on top of those prices. Okay, and so if you take those 3 prices, say $19.95 a month, $39.95 a month, and $49.95 a month, something like that, and you have that, now you can start to actually build out your programs with us because you need that 100% markup to have your margins and have your net gross and net margins. $1,750 to $2,000 a month net retail, that should be SEO only. Why SEO only before PPC? Because of this reality right here, right? Yeah, there's a little bit more lead up time for SEO. SEO is a process, not an event. Whereas PPC, we can launch a campaign, get them here on page 1 quickly and start generating some impressions and some clicks and some conversions. But the volume will never equate to what we get here once we get ranking. And so I always advise clients, prospects who became clients, look, if your budget is under 5K a month, we're not even going to talk PPC. We're going to talk SEO because this is where we're going to make the biggest difference in your business, but we need a year. All right. If you want a quick fix and you want a Band-Aid for all your problems, then we're not the agency for you. We're going to build you on a sound strategy, and a sound strategy is a 12, a 24, and a 36-month plan we execute. We don't get all nervous and start moving around and doing different things and canceling this and trying this, because that's the formula for failure, is canceling and trying this and trying new this and new that. This works, and it's worked for decades. Yes, the landscape has changed. Yes, the playing field has changed, and that's why we're relevant, is because as an agency, we represent you and we stay on top of what's changing, and we get the results for our clients because of that reality. But we're not going to change the strategy completely. We might change some tactics here and there and adjust here and there, but you don't even got to worry about that. That's stuff that we do in the background, in the back end. The main fundamental principles, the best practices have not changed for decades, which is, Skylar, to your point, good quality content, and then a good publication, distribution, amplification, syndication strategy with that. Because the content just sits on your website and nobody sees it, it's worthless. So that's why we amplify to other blogging profiles. We amplify it via a press release to other news and media and authority sites, because we want to start to build traffic and build signals around that content. And then we use that digital PR strategy and the media room to build your authority, to build and position you as the expert in your craft, in your industry, in your local area. And authority, EAT is part of the overall. It's part of multiple systems within the Google's algorithm. here you go. We're going to use authorship of quality content in both blog and press release format to build the authority of your company, position your company as the go-to expert in the local area for those services that you offer. We're going to use digital PR and a sophisticated media room to do that. And there's other competitors out there who will just offer media rooms and PR alone, and just the cost of that alone is typically like 20,000 plus. We're including all of that as part of our packages and programs that we offer to our clients as an overall SEO strategy, right? So that's your pitch or your presentation. I would recommend putting this basically would be your $17.50 to $19.95 a month entry level program for the client, because your cost is basically $9.95 a month. Excuse me. So if you double that, you're at $19.95 a month or thereabout. Then if you go to your mid-level program and say $3,500 a month or so, they get the mid-level SEO program plus PPC and their ad spends on top of that. So maybe they're at $5,000 total, with the mid-level, $3,500 being the fees they pay to you, $1,500 or more, preferably, for their ad spend with Google. And then if we go into the advanced program that you would offer them, that would be like $5,000 a month fees plus ad spend. And you'd put them basically in our advanced level SEO, a PPC campaign, and maybe add on a social posting campaign for $450 a month. That puts you out the door at what, $1,700, $2,150, like $2,650 a month when you're charging $5,000 a month fees. So you're again right around doubling your fees there. And so that would be about the framework for a 3-program type of offering: entry level, mid level, advanced, silver, gold, platinum, whatever you want to call them. But you have those 3 different budget and price points, offering static, specific solutions that drive the leads. And then also, don't forget the add-on of the technical aid. I would at least encourage adding on 2 hours a month into all of your programs, and your budget and how you price it and your margins. But that's just, again, that's why I call attention to this. And your advanced, I'd probably throw in 5 hours a month. But again, work through the pricing and the margins and how you want to put them together. But that would be, and then hosting, that's $50 a month is your cost. $100 a month, your charge to the client. You can have hosting as well. Hosting is, for us, it's not really, we still don't really have much profit in it. It's really more about convenience, having access to without having to go through somebody else for access to the website. Obviously, how important it is in the overall campaign of an SEO campaign, just because how it loads and its performance is a signal and it's a ranking factor. So that's important. IP address, reputation is important. You want to be on an IP address that has 10,000 websites and maybe 3 of them are porn sites that have terrible reputation. That affects your IP reputation with SEO as equally. So those things matter, and that's why hosting matters, right? Build your packages however you fit, and then if you have a need, this client, they fit right into our package A or package B, but they need a new logo. Their logo sucks. No problem. I'll throw in 5 hours of graphic design. You can buy that from us, and then we'll do a logo for them and then throw them into package B. There can be some a la carte there. It's not like insane amount of variable. And that's where kind of graphic design and websites can be an a la carte option when it's needed. Websites will come up. People are going to need websites. A lot of websites suck. They're designed horribly. They're in GoDaddy or Wix or whatever. And it's just time for them to grow up into a better website. And so when that's the case, we can handle it. And those are really good profit margins for you guys, because if you're just doubling the price, if your cost is $2,500, let's say it's 50 hours on a website, that's times $50 an hour is $2,500 your cost. You charge the client $5,000 for that website. That's still a good deal for them. You're making $2,500, and you'll probably have like 2, maybe 3 hours of client management to make that $2,500. So websites are nice and profitable, and it really allows us to build trust with the client quickly because we deliver the website fast. We're not like one of those clients or companies that takes 3 months, 6 months, a year to develop and deliver a website. Like, I'm disappointed if it's over 6 weeks. It's usually like 3 to 5 weeks, for the average website, unless it's a bigger project, just more complex commerce, maybe. All right, then maybe 8 to 12 weeks maximum. Rarely 1 out of 100 do we have to go over 3 months. That's a long time for us. So we're building, and we're obviously giving the client access to a development site to review, usually within a month or less.
If we did want to use your services in any way, shape, or form, we simply do just go through this checkout process as we stand today. Is that what I'm gathering right now, or do we? I know that you didn't do any long-term contracts or anything, but if we did need to use one of your services, we just put it in the cart and check out.
Put it in the cart, check out, pay, and then don't forget step 2 is to complete the appropriate onboarding
forms.
Yep. And then once you've submitted that one, then you're done.
Cool.
Skylar's question earlier was client communications. We default to communicating with you only.
Okay, that's good info. Thank you.
All of our emails come from the services.io domain. So there's no trace back to Quantum Agency. So if you have a client that you would rather us just communicate directly with, you have to specifically request that, and then we're happy to include you and the client in the communication. And then still, it's not going to show Quantum Agency because of how we have our email system set up, but we always default to communicating only with the agency partner and letting the agency partner handle the direct client communication.
Sure. No, that makes sense. Appreciate that.
Joe mentioned that you guys have the SEO ranking technology. Can you tell me a bit how that works?
Are you talking about our software or our done-for-you service?
Can you share about both, maybe? Because I'm not quite sure what is it that you guys offer, how it works. So I'd like to learn more and see if this is something I can offer too.
I'll give you the high level, and if you're interested in one way or the other, I have some videos and resources I can send to you so you can learn more if you want.
Okay.
I have 2 companies. One, I have Quantum Agency, which is a white label fulfillment partner for agencies. We do website development, SEO, and PPC campaigns for agencies as a white label partner, meaning they make the sale. We'll do all the work behind the scenes as a fulfillment partner. The other company is Genesys. Genesys is a white label SEO software platform that leverages digital PR and our own media room technology for moving the needle in search results, both local and organic. The agencies that use our software are agencies that typically have their own SEO teams, and they're doing SEO. They have their own SEO teams, and somebody on that team is going to leverage our software typically to save themselves time and get better results.
And is it guaranteed ranking?
Well, no.
How does that?
Yeah, there's never a guarantee. In terms of any kind of results, whether it's on Quantum Agency side, we don't provide a guarantee. We get great results, but we just don't provide guarantees because we're not in charge of the algorithm. Obviously, that's Google's.
I understand. It's just when Joel mentioned that software is Google #1 ranking, so I somehow assumed that there's. So basically, I'm just trying to understand like how to sell this to a potential client, the service.
How many clients do you have now?
I'm just starting.
So you don't have any clients?
No.
Okay. So what are you going to sell?
My offer that we came up with, Joel, is going to be PR services. And then on top of that, we want to upsell them the SEO ranking.
And the PR services, what kind of PR services are you talking about, or are you going to sell?
Placements in publications, TV, mostly packages that offer.
Okay. And do you already have a solutions for the placement services?
Meaning?
You just said you're going to sell PR placement, right? Is that what you said?
I've partnered with a white label PR agency that guarantees like publications and TV channels.
Okay. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the SEO side, the way that you can sell this would be it would be a great complement to the PR services you're talking about, because our platform, it leverages digital PR and a sophisticated media room technology which turns the client's website into a newsroom with just a placement of some simple code on a new page on their website. And so you can sell it really as SEO plus digital PR plus branding and reputation management. Really, it's all about what kind of content you feed into our platform. So you're going to feed a press release into our platform, but you can choose how you structure that press release. You can choose what you say in that press release. And so you can position the client as an expert by writing the content in that way, right? And then you can have that press release will go out. It will get picked up and published on 80 to 100 different websites, news and media, radio station sites. But the way that we execute it is in a very unique way to produce a much more measurable result for rankings than traditional press release services, okay? Because there's a lot of press release services out there, but they're not going to actually move the needle in search rankings by using those services. They're just going to be a press release service. We engineered our software and our technology to actually generate ranking signals in multiple categories. And so by constant use of our platform for a client, meaning on a monthly basis, at least once a month, if maybe not 2 or 3 times a month, you send out a press release through our platform. You follow I have some SOPs on how to write really good press releases that will generate good ranking signals. So you can follow our SOPs and trainings on that in that respect. But constant use of our platform will move the needle in both map pack and organic rankings if you use it monthly. Again, Signal Genesys is basically it's a multi-million-dollar supercar. We've got about $5 million invested to date. And you've got a really sophisticated piece of technology and software that was built for agencies. We didn't build it for the end user business. Agencies who use our platform, you can use it for multiple clients, not just one. But our platform is like that supercar, and you're the driver, and the content that you put in the car is like the fuel, okay? And so you can put in really shitty content, and the car won't drive very well, right? And you can put in really good content, and it'll be really good quality fuel, and it'll drive well, and you'll get good results with it. And so content is your content strategy, your link strategy, your signal generation strategy. Although I do give trainings in how to do it, like I'm not giving away every single potential thing that you could do with our platform, but you can take our trainings and do what you will with it. But I have clients or I have agencies sometimes come to us and say, I'm getting very good results. And I'll go, okay, are you following our SOPs? And they'll be like, yeah. And I'll go, okay, give me your account. I'll log into their account. And then I'll see that they haven't been doing a press release every month. And they'll be like, well, the last time I did it was like 3 months ago. I'm like, okay, well, why would you expect to be getting results today for something you did 3 months ago? And our SOPs say use it every single month, right? That's just one little example. And follow our SOPs, put good thought and strategy into your content and linking components, and then use the platform monthly, and you'll get really good results with it. And that implies that you're going to have to do the work and put the strategy in on your own. If that's something that you don't want to do and you just want to go build the relationships, make the sale, and then move on to the next relationship and the next sale, then Quantum Agency, our fulfillment agency, is a better fit. There you just make the sale, purchase on our website, fill out an onboarding form with all the information to launch the campaign, and then we go do the rest of the work. Excuse me, help with the strategy, we do the research, the reporting, and all the work. And then all you really have to do is light account management, light emails back and forth with the client once or twice a month. And other than that, all your efforts and time can be focused on sales. Well, it is the revenue generating activity in any company.
I feel like the white label would be probably something like a better fit at this time. So if you could send me more information on the white label, and also if you guys have anything in terms of whatever we can add like to the funnel or show to the client, that would be really useful.
I have a slide deck that kind of helps you sell SEO. What I'll do, I just recorded a really comprehensive meeting with another agency last week that was also in Joel's group. And I went through it all and recorded it. So I can just send you the recording of that if you'd like. And then you can watch that. And then even in that recording, I went through our knowledge base and the resources, but I'll send you some direct links to that as well. That way you have both the recording and some direct links to our slide deck and all of that.